Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Play Motorsport Manager. The gimmicks here, and we're ready to begin, finally, the All-Star Challenges. First up, just wanted to say sorry about the delay. Missed a couple of uploads. And the reason for that is I had a bit of a health issue. Tooth infection, which will not be totally resolved till I have it pulled in a few weeks. But I think everything's under control now. Swelling is down, all that fun stuff, so that I can actually speak in a way that I can be heard and without pain. So, moving on now with this, we are into Ernie's Paradise, the last long challenge. There's a medium length challenge and a single race one yet to come. All of them are at hard difficulty here on the All-Star level. And Ernie Heckelrock, the GMA's commissioner or whatever, is concerned about plummeting viewing figures and trying to get all gimmicky here. So we've got race sprinklers. We've got the ERS, which usually helps us. Our reversed Drivers' Championship position grids. I think that means no qualifying and that we start... Like if we're near the top in the standings, we'll start near the back in the race. And 9 dry tire choices, which is much lower than the usual 15. We do get the Motorsport Legend backstory, which I wouldn't be using, but it's an interesting thing. We've got to win the championship, can't leave the team, and it's 16 races, so it's as long as any of them. This one's going to take a while. So, we're just going to have to try to utilize these gimmicks to our best advantage as we are an underdog with Panther. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Our car is in 3rd. Our drivers are 4th, so we're like above average, but not at all great. Got the top HQ. Staff is decent. Sponsors, we're going to get more, so that'll probably go up and down. Take a look at our mail. Anticipation is at fever pitch for what will undoubtedly be one of the most unique and controversial seasons in WMC history. GMA head Ernie Heckelrock announced last year championship would be receiving a significant overhaul to keep the sport fresh and exciting. And then goes through all the gimmicks that we already talked about. He decided to adopt all of the rules. Former driver Michael Tellman says they're a bold and brave addition to a stagnant championship. Most teams competing aren't pleased. Kitano Sports said if these ludicrous rules are carried into next season, the Kitano Sport Group will have to seriously consider its future within the WMC. So, not everybody happy. We've got the ERS. We know how that works. Sprinklers could be active. Randomly, they may occur in a race, they may not. And what I'm probably going to do with this is during the race, when the sprinklers come on, I may very well end up restarting those races with an adjusted tire strategy to match it. But for now, we'll just have to see how that goes. And weight stripping, of course. So, yeah. We need to take advantage of everything we can with those for sure. We'll get the sponsors in a minute. We're going to Dubai. Let's take a closer look at our car. And we are number 1 in gearbox, number 3 in brakes, number 1 in the front wing, number 3 in the suspension. All of that's fine, but we're slightly below average and 8th in the rear wing, even though we're like more than halfway up. It's very top heavy there. Engine not as top heavy, but we're all the way down in 7th. Those two obviously going to need a significant amount of attention going forward. Now I took a look at the calendar. And if we look at what's coming ahead, like we're always going to be working on reliability right at the beginning of the season. And there's a good mix of various things early on. You see the engine is only crucial for this first race, and it's not crucial for the next 3. It's useful in Sydney, but not crucial. So that's really going to help us potentially be competitive. And then if we go to, it is in Beijing, so that's going to hurt us there. But then if we go to Rio, beginning in June, we've got rear wing being crucial in Rio, and in Phoenix, and in Vancouver, and in Guildford. And then if we go through the rest of the races, it's going to be crucial again in Milan. And, you know, but at the end of the season, it's not going to show up. Whereas we've got the engine in here, you know, here and there. So I think my strategy is going to be, again, reliability at the beginning. I want to get the rear wing knocked out as soon as possible, improve that, so that it's ready for this nice stretch of races that we're going to benefit it from. And then, you know, after I get the rear wing in place, work on the engine for the later races. I think that's the best sort of layout that I can find here. If we look at our, let's see, it's our drivers. Zoe Sharp is top of the line. Outstanding driver. Nikolai Surikov, not so much. So we've got one really good driver and one not as good. And we have a clear number 1 and number 2. You see our mechanic relationships are looking pretty good. Wet tires wear more slowly. That could be helpful with the sprinklers. Tire changes, not too exciting there. We're eventually going to get here, which you're going to remove the red zone completely, which is interesting. The question is, does that happen before the end of the season? And then Surikov is going to get Nurse, which car condition drops slower. So both those are very useful that we could be looking out for. And then Rachel Adams, really good at everything but the gearbox. I really like having the 19 in the engine and the rear wing there because that's really going to help us. And she's got, you know, components for all of the categories. So we're not going to spend any money on the HQ. We're going to need to spend it on the car parts. And if we look at our finances, we're gaining $500,000 a race even without. In fact, let's look at our budget for next year. Okay, it is set at the lowest. But even without the additional sponsors that we're going to need, we're missing 3 of them. And we're already gaining $500,000 a race. So financially, we're good. We just got to beef up this car as quickly as we can. So if we head over to the rear wing, and of course, we're just going to want to get it as quickly as possible. 500K for that one. And we'll just have to build this up as much as, you know, as much as we possibly can, as quick as we can, and then move on to the engine. So we're going to build that. 500K. And I'm going to be okay with even going into the red a little bit to do this. We want to get the car's parts as competitive as possible. Now, if we look at all of our parts, we do have Sharp in the best one on all of them. But they're so even that she's still not happy. Shouldn't I be getting a higher performance car? Well, in theory, yes. But you're just going to have to be patient with that. So, that's our basic setup. Let's definitely take a look at the rules. Long practice sessions. Longer races. So this is going to be, you know, this is going to take some time. Normal speed pit stops, simultaneous. Top 10 drivers get points. Top half of the field. We do have bonus points for the fastest lap. We can choose whatever tires. 3 different ones are available, but only 9 tires. So, no refueling. So that's going to be a big thing. No qualifying, and do the reverse of the standings. So That'll be interesting. We haven't done a no qualifying challenge yet, I don't think. We have the ERS. Yeah, all that we've seen already. So the big things there, of course, would be there's no refueling. And we've got the ERS, the sprinklers, no qualifying. So there's a lot of different things about this championship. So I've been given the name of John Smith of Great Britain. That's about as generic as you're going to get. I think we're about ready to move on, but I almost forgot to set up the work in the factory. And we don't want to forget that. So in Dubai, let's take a look at these guys first. 17 reliability, 18 performance, 19 and 19. And I'm definitely going to want the reliability boost at the moment. So we'll switch those around. But again, really good work here in the factory from these mechanics. So that's going to help. So we want the engine, the suspension, and the rear wing. And those... See, our engine have really low red zone as well. Since these are not going to be used as much, the brakes, the front wing, you know, I think we can get away with this, just focusing everything on the crucial parts. Make sure they last the whole race. And then these will be really, really close to being maxed out. We can switch over for the next one. So I think I'm going to stick with that. And now we've got our new rear wing. So we can see that's a little bit better, 884 as opposed to 876, 846. Not going to put it on yet, of course, due to the reliability. We're just going to hold off on that until I get more of them done. And got somebody considering starter or retiring. Not really concerned about that. Let's design a new rear wing. And I'll just do this one because of the time and cost savings. Another 500K out the door. There it is again, and that one up to over 900. Of course, we're just going to want to keep right on going. And we can get all the way up to great with the rear wing, which is the only part we can do that on. So, definitely want to hit that. And then I'll start looking, after this one, I'll start looking at which of these segments we're going to want. And they want to know about upgrading the wind tunnel. Nope, we need our money for the car parts right now. 4 hours after the race. All of that's looking good. Okay. 2. Well, there's no point getting a qualifying one. 1, 2, 3. That'd be good also. 4. I don't know that I want to spend the money on just wet tires and inners. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think those are the ones I want to hit. I could also get the risk level -1 and get that go all the way up to 7. Although I don't know if I can. I think I can only do 5. But even so, performance instantly upgraded, which would be great, but I think I want to get the highest max performance. If I can only go up to a limit of 5, then that's how I want to do this. So yeah, let's build that one. And we're in the red. Gonna be losing money quickly this way, but it's necessary to get the car rolling. And he's going to start whining about it, isn't he? Oh, she is. Lana Kendrick, who is our chairman. We'll be fine. Relax. Steimer looking at the team to beat with Chapman and Holtz. Panther is trying to... Yes, any finish around 3rd place would be a hugely impressive result. Well, I'm going to go for higher than that. Okay, and Sharp's entourage causing problems. Blah, 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 blah. Having all these hangers on is disruptive to our work. It's a pain in the backside. They keep swanning about like a bunch of flippin' plonkers. So the mechanic relationship got hit. So what if they get in the way a bit? They're my crew. Okay, let's see about this. So I'm going to assume this is true, and we've got a limit of 5. So let's 1, 2, that'll take us up to 954. We've got a reduced red zone. Reliability is going to be really low, but we'll have to boost that. So, and given the, I don't want to wait for a 6th one, because if I went to the max performance instantly upgraded, then I would have to take off one of these that's going to boost my performance. So I'm going for eventually the biggest performance, because we're going to be working on reliability early in this season anyway. So 950K. Let me just double check this. Well, actually, this is a good one too. Yeah, I clicked the wrong one. Whew. Don't want to do that. Click the wrong one there. 12 days now, still 950K. Let me just make sure. And yeah, I'm pretty sure those are the ones I want. Okay, we're going to build that, and then we're going to build another one, and then we'll move on to the engine. We're $1 million in the hole, but that's about to change because it's time for sponsors. Okay, 7th or above. $450K up front for 3 races is better than $900 for 9 races. We got the better bonus payment per race, also higher spot. But if we can't finish 7th or above, we're in trouble anyway. I'm going to go with that one. Okay, these want a really top finish. I'm not going to bet on us finishing that high right away, but I am going to take the 1 million plus. There, putting us nice back into the black. And I'm not going to aim this low either. But 4 million, but over 12 race period. Still beats the heck out of these. I'm definitely taking Balmina. There we go. Now we've got some cash to work with. That's really going to help us pay for all these parts we need. That's beautiful. And we can see that we nearly maxed out our reliability issues there. And which one do I want to go for here? I think we're going to go for, well, let's see, first of all, what they think we're going to finish. We're estimated to finish 5th and 7th. Let's assume we're not going to underperform, and then we're going to be able to finish 5th. And tires, 27 degrees. We're definitely going to want the warm ones. Let's go with at least 2 of each. I think we're going to want the rest to be mediums. It's just weird only having a few sets of tires. That's going to take some getting used to. Very low tire wear, low fuel burn. Yeah, Dubai is going to be nice weather and 27 degrees. So, definitely want the more weather prepared tires. Alright, so we're definitely going to be taking Camille Piaget out there for the practice round. And then we can do some weight stripping here. So 150 on each. Well, 2nd and 8th with, you see a lot of cars though just having the mediums, so we don't really know what our pace is here. And it's time to get to our first race of the season. So we've got a couple positive comments here about our performance in practice. That's nice. And we are just about set for what is going to be my 3rd attempt at this race. Why the 3rd one? Well, the first one I didn't use enough fuel. I realized a little bit after the fact when I was about halfway through the race, how much fuel I normally use for this type of situation with the ERS in play and no refueling. Then the second one, the sprinklers came up at a different time, and I tried to ride it out with dry tires. That wasn't a good idea. So I restarted again. And the thing with the sprinklers is, the first time they hit about lap 35 out of 46, and the second time they hit right in the middle of the race. So I'm not going to know, like even reloading, in the previous challenges you reload, the weather's the same. The weather's still the same, but when the sprinklers come on, appears to be, you know, completely random. I'm going to see if I can get any clues of it from the grip or the water, but I don't think it's going to let me. So knowing that it's coming is going to be rough. So I've got to race as if I know what's coming, but actually I don't. Race as if there's not going to be any rain, and know there probably is going to be, and I'm just going to have to adjust to it. Is more what I mean there. So, optimally, I probably would have gone with maybe 2 super softs. I'm going to go with a super soft and a regular soft here, starting with my focus on the super softs to get the race started. Now, we do have some good fortune. Zoe Sharp starts on the pole, and it is in reverse championship position. It doesn't tell us why. Like, I think it's just random who it picked at the beginning, or maybe, let me check this out. Yeah. Okay, it's alphabetically by first name. You can see Lucia, Maria's. I never understood how that worked before, but it's alphabetically Jenny, Jeremy, etc. It's alphabetically by first name. So we just happened to luck out with that. Getting Sharp on the pole, and then Surikov, form not looking great, down in 8th. And I just screwed up. Be right back as I reload. Okay, so what I'd forgotten to do was adjust the fuel. I didn't want to adjust it too far down like I did the first time when I dropped it down to 30, but I do want to adjust it. Now, the rule that I adopted before, which worked for me, was 70%. If you have ERS and you can't refuel, you want 70% of the standard starting amount. Well, with this, that would be 33, and I could probably drop it down to 32, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go with 33. And then one other thing I wanted to mention is the tires. I could get away, maybe, if I was real conservative, with driving on medium tires for the whole race. But when you're fighting position for the front, that's a really bad idea. I'm just going to lose a bunch of positions, get stuck in traffic. So if I was starting at the back of the pack with either driver, I'd probably do that, but I'm not. So we're just going to go with 33 on both of them. And let me just double check that I hit that right. 33. And 33. Okay, so now we are actually ready to go. And we're going to ride along with Sharp. See what kind of start we get. Decent start, not great, not terrible. I'm going to try to hold off Schmidt here. And in one of the races, I had Schmidt take the lead from me early, and in the other race, I had Blanc do it, who's now in 4th. But in both cases, I managed to regain it. Now, Surikov has actually had one race where he hung out in 8th, and in the last race, he dropped down to like 13th or so and had a fight with traffic. So seeing him up at 6th right away is great news. You can see Sharp looking good. Not facing any serious challenges here. And gradually pulling away. We're going to shift to neutral on the tires because look at Surikov turning in the fastest first lap and up in 5th. and looking for more. Great early racing from Surikov despite a 3.0 form, so I don't know what it is that's making him do this well, but I'll take it. And trying to get on the outside of Lundqvist, can't do it. And now we're going to have to go conserve on his tires because he's out. But he did get up to 4th. He just barely got Lundqvist up to 4th. That is huge. And again, Sharp going back to neutral so that she's got longer run on that. Pulling away now, we're going to drop back to medium. One of the things about running, light on fuel to make yourself faster is you cannot be as aggressive. And let's go back down to medium here. So Surikov settling into 4th between Holtz and de Graaf. And Holtz looking aggressive here. There's nothing I can really do about that right now. So I'm probably just going to lose the spot. Yep. There it is. Surikov down to 5th, but that's still 3 spots better than he started. If he can hold off Lundqvist, it's good. And we just don't want to get behind these cars who are on slower, more durable tires. So I'm okay with that. And Sharp, you can see already out to more than a 3-second lead. So we're going to go conserve just in case we need the tires. A little bit early cutting out on that. And we're catching up rapidly due to their tire issue. Okay, let's go conserve. Oh, we're going to pass anyway. Alright, fine. And this will be the last lap for Surikov. Come in for softs. Sharp will stay out there for one more. Down to 79%. That's good enough. We'll get down to 80 here and then go harvest. So Sharp now with an 18-second lead and growing on Holtz. Surikov, don't use that last little bit of neutral as you're coming around. Sharp going to get a 21st lap out of these tires. You can see in the team championship, Steinman is 2nd, but we're ahead of them by a solid margin. And let's not mess around with this. Let's make sure we set up this pit. Yep, I want to stay at medium as I come out in 10th. Just behind Schmidt. And that's interesting. Schmidt was able to get just enough. So I'm going to be definitely battling Schmidt here. And with a 30-second lead, I don't think anybody's catching Sharp. Still no sign of the rain. Or the sprinklers, I should say. Gonzalez going in and repairing. Wexler almost 13 seconds behind. And on medium tires and everything else. So Surikov is 9th. Bunch of cars medium tires ahead. We should pass all of them, but the question of the day is going to be about what's going to happen with Schmidt. So Surikov now with a good amount of space back to Holtz, who may be catching us but isn't going to completely be able to do so. We're going to have just enough tire to make this happen. Meanwhile, Sharp is all alone to a different degree. 14 cars on the lead lap now. A few seconds behind Vidal for that position. It's just been running solid all day. And Zoe's skill really coming to the fore here. You can see how much of a better driver she is. Her skill combined with my strategy, at least for the first race, an unbeatable combination. While the top drivers pull away from Surikov. Holtz behind us doesn't have much tires, gaining, but isn't going to be able to make it. Yeah, 23%. Going to start seeing a bit of performance decline, and that's going to increase. Still, good to have a bit of tire here to go back up to neutral and sort of hold that charge off. And Sharp takes the checkered flag. Surikov going to come into the finish eventually. 45 or so seconds later. Holtz giving it everything but not getting even close. That's okay, I guess. Well, you know, it's a lot better than I expected coming into this this race and this season. So yeah, no race sprinklers. They never came on. And we could have done with one last lap of fuel, maybe two at most. But it's not bad to have a little bit of margin there. Chapman with the fastest lap, getting that bonus for Steinman. That'll close things up a bit. Penalty for Blanc. There's our point standings. And there we are. So we have a 10-point lead over Steinman, 13 over Scuderia Rossini after the first race, and nobody else is relevant at this particular moment. Lana Kendrick wanted us first. We were, so should be happy. No change in marketability. Well, we get the wet tires thing again from Zoe. We had the event that knocked back her form 5-0 and 4-2. So not the best results for form, but we still got the job done. And we're going to see Surikov continue to improve as the season goes on. I think we're going to definitely see him get the cornering boost and the feedback boost before this season's out. Sharp improving as well. So all three drivers are getting better. That's going to be helpful. Make some money, up over $5 million. So it took a few tries, a little bit of luck with the weather, but a good start for Panther Race Team and Ernie's Paradise. Next time we'll be back with Singapore. We'll be working more on getting some parts ready, and all of that will be coming up soon. Thanks for watching. Be back in a little bit.